Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday morning trading room. Hang on here a second. We'll get the screen share going on. And you'll notice the mandatory U.S. government disclaimer that is just a little reminder that trading is very risky business. All right, let's put that away. This morning, again, I'm going to be working with the Ninja 8 version, and as you can see, I still haven't had the opportunity to upload the rest of the DTS system. I'll be doing that over the weekend so that we make the full migration, but in the meantime, we'll focus a little bit on the Raptor today. The market that I'm following is the NASDAQ. It's my personal favorite. I think it's one of the better markets to follow. Here, let's take a look at a daily chart so we kind of get a perspective of what's been going on. As you all know, December was a very, very soft month. The market bottoming out here around 5,800, and we got some serious buying going on just before the end of the year. And then, of course, here at the beginning of the new year, the last few days have been very bullish, although you can see the momentum is waning. And I think that's going to be because, depending on how you draw your trend line, well, if we draw the trend line that way, we're actually still quite a ways away from it. But there's going to be a few traders drawing trend lines that way, and we kind of have this old resistance area right through here, or pardon me, support area, which may act as resistance. So while I'm still moderately bullish, I have to confess that these tiny little bars the last few days, the lack of momentum or waning momentum, is giving me a little bit of pause. All right, let's put that away for now. It's still very early. The market just opening up a couple minutes ago. And it looks like right out of the open, we had this cloud crossover signal here on the Raptor, the number one signal to short. That actually worked out really well. And now we're getting a cloud crossover signal to buy. With the Eagle, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll take a look at doing that first in sync Eagle signal. And of course, you can do the same thing on the Raptor. Essentially, all you're looking for is your first signal that is in sync. So it's either going to be a number one signal or a number three signal, because those are both trend signals. The number two signal is a counter trend signal. Looks like we got a little bit of candy striping going on here as we flip-flop on a few signals, but again, it's just opening range. So we'll wait them out here for a little while. Back here now to the median line. Let's see how the support and resistance lines are stacking up. So it looks like through the first few minutes of trading anyways, we're holding the primary support line, stuck between the primary support and the median line. Ideally, what I would be looking for at this stage right now is a little bit of a pullback. a little bit of a pullback and some sort of cue that the market is going to try to resume the uptrend. I think that's important. Because right now, it's looking like we definitely have a little bit more of a bullish bent to the day. Thanks, Ray. Ray reminding me, FOMC meeting today. That would also explain the slowing market this week. FOMC minutes, one of those reports that will be market movers. All right, getting a little bit of a pullback now, back into the hard edge. We've flip-flopped here on our ATR, so we're currently against the ATR. The ATR giving us a little bit more of a bearish bent. All right, we'll see if we produce a signal here. That will be a number 3 signal. Given, that we're only about, 8 minutes into the session, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait. There's the number 3 signal. I'm going to wait for a second push opportunity. Oh, darn it. Look at that. Waited too long. What I was hoping the market would do is it would come up, it would hesitate one more time, and give me a couple of bars lower. What that would enable me to do is actually draw a little bit of a trend line and make for a more predictable entry, but they didn't see things the same way I did. Now we're getting that little bit of a trend line effect. We do have some warning dots going on. So this would be a little more of a discretionary type entry. And I guess this was a little bit too far removed from the previous high, but this is actually a number 2 signal. The target being the hard edge, though, it didn't really make it a worthwhile trade. Okay, so here we come. The next signal is the number 3 signal. There we go. I'm going to buy that. My initial stops, I will keep below that swing low. Come on. Is it quarter to the hour? Oh, not quite. It's 10 minutes to. Or 20 minutes to. This is usually quarter to the hour is the bane of my trading. It's always gives me such a tempting looking signal, and very often it will fail, which is most annoying. And it looks like this one is also going to come back and tag me now. Yeah, there's swing one, there's swing two. Okay. What I try to do with my stops is I try to keep them at least 2 swings back. The idea is I don't want to get tagged, by a couple of 3 ticks only to watch the market reverse and head higher. See, this is where we're at right now. We're right at this low. If I can get a couple of bullish bars. All right, now what I can do is I can roll my stop in below here, because if the market comes down here again, it will probably fail. So that actually opens up the possibility of a short. I'm not much on reversals, but there you have it. You have the opportunity for a reversal there. And let's see whether they try to recover that now. See what they did? They just broke it by a few ticks. No. Okay. Well, that makes me feel a little better. I dipped my toe in the pool, and they weren't quite ready to continue rallying. But I did control my risk. I had my risk parameters set, and that's really the important part. All right. Well, we'll continue here as they sort things out. You could also draw a larger trend line here. Okay, so now we've actually broken the trend line. This is going to be a number 1 signal, the next signal that produces. I will try that again. If this next buy signal fails, then I really have to get serious about looking at shorting opportunities. So where's my signal? Got the warning dot. Well, we got a little bit of volatility going on here today. And we're getting a few breakouts and no follow through. I don't know. I may consider reversing early and looking for a short instead. Okay, the clouds are going to cross here in a more bearish fashion. Well, they were. Now all of a sudden they're going sideways again. Everything's twisting up like a rope. All right, where's that number 1 signal? Nope, not going to do it. Just a little bit of back and forth right now. That's right. Well, I'll let them play around here a little bit. In the meantime, I think I'm going to change a couple colors so I don't do anything silly. Come on. What's going on? Oh, that's why. Okay, so the bottom falling out in a big way. This is now the number one signal to short, and I will try to get on board with that. And I may try to stretch that out a little bit. Take it down here to the primary support zone. This is where we spent a lot of the morning, or early minutes of the morning. What they're doing now is they're considering a retest of the breakout. This is always the tricky part, the initial breakout. Are you going to get a retest? Is the market going to try to come up here first, or is it going to head a little bit lower first? This is what makes trading a breakout so difficult. And now it's quarter to the hour. There's still some of that original bullishness that was trying to hang on through this little rally right here. And if I can get a break below here, I will roll my stops down. Oh, you stinkers. Come on. No, look at that. Just the back and forth grind. Wow. Okay, they are not playing nice today at all. I hope it's not going to be just a dead sideways kind of market today. Just trying to get a little bit of an idea here where we are relative to what's going on today. Okay, well, here was the breakout. Here now is the retest. Unfortunately, with the number one signal, it looks like I was just a little bit late on my entry. It did get down to its profit target, but I was a little bit late getting filled there. Now they're going to come up here and test the top end again. All right. Well, I tried a couple of things early on, dug a bit of a hole for myself, so I'm going to be a little bit more choosy from here on out. Usually, I don't like trading opening range at all. There's a lot of times that I won't even come into the office until the top of the hour, just to avoid opening range altogether. but they're starting to slowly back themselves into a corner, because what they've done is we've tested the top end. We know the top end is here around 66.05. They've tested the bottom end. We know the bottom end around 65.74. So now they're a little bit stuck, really. Okay, here we go, testing the top end again. So if we consider this to be a very, very large sideways trading range, what we're going to look for is we're going to look for the breakout, and then the retest, and then we'll know where we can place our order. Okay, there's the bullish break. Ooh, that's a very good break. All right, so the top end was around, what did I say, 66.05? So somewhere around here. We'll see if we can get a couple of bear bars. Come on, give me one more. Okay. So I can put my just in case order up here. So we've got the breakout, looking for the retest, looking for perhaps a slightly better entry. Okay, now the trying to short this is going to again be a little bit more aggressive, but we've seen the retest. We've got a couple bullish bars now, so we've got the breakout. Here's the retest of the breakout zone. The market should try to continue higher from here. If it fails to go higher from here, It's probably going to try to get back inside this trading zone somewhere. Maybe, well, I think the hard edge is a given, somewhere back around 6,600. That would also place us back near the median line. But the short is a little bit riskier because we've got this emerging trend. Now, of course, if the trend does not continue after the breakout, it's likely to go the other way. We should produce a number 2 signal, and that's actually the number 2 signal right there. And I don't know, maybe I'll shoot a fib line on here. And where's the 50%? Yeah, see, the 50% is just below 6,600. So I will throw in a profit order here at the median line. Well, they're thinking about it. Oh, you're kidding me. Well, I did say that trying to short after that uptrend was a little bit dicey. And sure enough, stop it. Sure enough, they turned around and tagged me. They are not playing nice today, not one bit. Hey, way to go, Ray. Ray says I took the short and got 50 bucks. Nicely done. All this back and forth. All right. Well, here we go again with a bit of a sideways range. Paul is asking, what's the trailing stop you're using? My initial stop right now is the ATR. One thing about the trade calculator, however, is you can use any indicator as a stop strategy. So let's say, for instance, we'll pull up some indicators here. Let's say, for instance, parabolics. So you find your parabolic, you add it to your assortment. So now what you can do is when your trade calculator is on, you just click on your indicator, and now your stop strategy will become the indicator. So you can use parabolics, you can use Bollinger Bands, you can use Keltner Bands, whatever you like, really. So there's a few versions here of different stop strategies. You have a fixed tick stop. You have the default ATR as your stop, and you can see right now your stop loss would be here, wherever the ATR is displaying. Stop on the indicator, in this case, the parabolics. Stop on a horizontal line. So it's telling you there's no horizontal line right now. So if you F6 is your horizontal line. Okay. It will then use your horizontal line for your stop loss strategy. Personally, I usually start with the ATR. What's the important part to me is this part right here, the risk amount, that you're capping your risk. We are getting a whole lot of back and forth here. And they make a move lower and then they stall again. So I might be sitting here for a little while before I get something that I really like. After getting stung a couple of times, I'm inclined to be a little bit more cautious. That's right. We'll give them a minute here and okay, well, we're getting a bit of a push up again. Okay, well, all right. I don't think I'm going to jump on board just yet. What I was going to say is we had the bearish break. Oh, here, maybe I'll just shrink up the chart a bit. So what I'm considering is how the market keeps responding every time it tries to break out. So we have this zone here. They broke out, they retested, they couldn't recover to the highs, so now they're coming back down toward the lows. This makes for a very interesting shorting opportunity off this number one signal. We'll see if I get a second push opportunity on that. I might be open to that. So the idea is that I'll look to short below this low, and I could actually even throw my order in manually, my stop order right there below the low. Maybe not quite that tight. Maybe I'll, okay. Okay, now because I did not use the trade calculator for that entry, I need to place a stop loss order. Come on. There we go. So we got a couple of number 3 signals, and we're back down toward these lows. Again, just trying to capitalize on the earlier breakout, the fact that the market didn't go higher. That does make the market lean ever so slightly to the short side, but my goodness, if it can't get below these lows, it's going to jeopardize my trade once again. No, doggone it. No, no love from the market this morning. Paul's asking, can I use the Ninja 7 Raptor template for Ninja 8? No, the Ninja 8 has the Ninja 8 Raptor has its own template, so you don't need to worry about that. Well, the NASDAQ market just very uncooperative this morning. And I think it may be, as Ray pointed out, it's could be due to the fact that we've got a big report coming out later today. More of the back and forth. These are the kinds of days that, you're almost better off not trading because the market has no real direction to it. We're always trying to find some sort of momentum, but there are days where you're just not going to have any. Okay, here we got yet another bullish break after finding some more support. All right, let's see if we can get a discretionary signal out of this. There we go. Here's either a second push on that number one signal, or this next signal that's coming up will be a discretionary signal. I'll look to buy on a break above that high, the second push on the number one signal. It's a really, really delayed second push. And I suppose what I could do is just park an order there. All right, there we go. All right, so I've got my initial stop in play. I've got my order. I've got my profit target. Stop it. There we go. Let's see if there's any follow through on this one. And in fact, I got a little bit of ground to make up. I may try to run this one out a little bit, maybe take it up here to the primary resistance. That's going to be fairly ambitious given the way the market's been behaving today. Okay, getting a little bit of traction, maybe. Dan's asking, have you set up your DTS on Ninja 8 yet? No, not yet. I'm going to look after it later this week, Dan. So in the meantime, what I'm doing is we're going to alternate days between Ninja 7 and Ninja 8. Right now, I only have the Raptor up on Ninja 8, as you can see, but I will be migrating all the software over. Vince is happy about that. Well, I do what I can. Paul's asking, I can't get the ATR to load. Is the one you're using indicator warehouse? I do not have any of the stops from Trade Manager in my indicator base. Okay, Paul, are you in Ninja 8? I'm assuming you're in Ninja 8. Trade Manager unfortunately, does not work in Ninja 8. To get your ATR stops on your Raptor, send an email to Ben and he can hook you up on that. Or you can just download. Oh no, I think email Ben. I don't know if he's updated the download. All right, come on, give me. All right, I got tagged a few times here, so I'm going to bring my stops in a little more aggressively. And I did get tagged early. All right, well, it's probably still better than sucking up a loss. Yeah, okay, so Paul says I'm on Ninja 8. So your trade manager stops will not transfer into Ninja 8 because, long story short, they're strategy based, and that's where we're having all the conflicts with Ninja 8 is with the strategy part of the programming. You can, however, use any indicator. So we're actually working on getting the other ATR variants like Supertrend, Chandelier, some of those other ones available for you. But you can choose, like I say, you can use any indicator that displays on your chart as a stop. So parabolics, for instance, are in here. Where are they now? Parabolics. So you can add parabolics as an indicator. You could use Keltner channels, Bollinger Bands, anything, moving averages, anything that will display on your chart you can use as an indicator. So in that respect, the trade calculator does give you a little bit more flexibility. All right, well, after that little bullish attempt, we kind of hit a little bit of a sideways skid again. Came up with yet another number 3 signal. It's difficult to get a grasp on the market here today. Like I said, they're just not giving us a decent amount of follow through on anything. And now, for those of you debating, should I move over to Ninja 8 from Ninja 7? Ninja 7 is perfectly stable. It works just fine. Ninja 8 is the standard, however, for Ninja right now, which is why I'm making the move over. More and more people are running the Ninja 8 software, and so they look at me running Ninja 7 and they think, okay, what's wrong? Your software doesn't work on Ninja 8. And of course it does, but I don't always work on Ninja 8. Oh, a great tip here from Ray. Ray says, Eric, I learned from Ben that when you sign into your members area, if you look in the top right corner, it will show your trade name, and then open the menus, it will show the current updates in your My File box. So if you're ever curious if there's been an updated version of the software, that's where you can go to find it. Now, before everybody rushes over there haven't been that many updates. Of course, if you're moving from Ninja 7 to Ninja 8, that's where you're going to find the Ninja 8 programs for the software that you've purchased. Wow. You know, we really haven't moved all that far off the median line today. Had that early rally, and since then we've just kind of been stuck. Well, we have a bullish band, so we should be a little bit more bullish. The lack of follow through has been impressive here this morning. Okay, now the band is flipping over. Okay, maybe they're going to try the bottom end now. So what I'm looking for now that the clouds have crossed over the other way is I am looking for a little bit of a pullback and a number one signal to develop. Okay, here's my pullback. So the next signal to short will be a number one signal. I should be getting a warning dot here sometime soon. There it is. That's going to be my number one signal. And there we go. All right. And now, of course, it will reverse and head higher. That has been the theme here today. I think I'm going to park my stop order here a little bit closer to the hard edge. Ideally, the stop should be above here. Vincent is asking, isn't Ninja 7 being phased out to obsolescence? No, not at all. Ninja 7 will probably be supported for at least another year or two. But Ninja 8 is the standard right now. So let's bring that stop in a little bit. And oh, what do you know? All right, and we'll cancel that other order. Whew. Wow, that was tough work. You know, on days like today, it's important to have a safety net. It's important to have your loss limit on the day. typically I'll set my loss limit either at a dollar value where I start to squirm in my seat, or I will set it at a percentage of my trading capital. In other words, if I have a 5% drawdown on the day, so if I'm trading a $20,000 account and I'm down $1,000 on the day, that's my loss limit for the day. I just resign myself to the fact that the market's not cooperating today, and I should probably avoid trading anymore before I really dig myself into a really deep hole. A 5% drawdown, I've discovered, is something that I can usually recover in a couple of days. The danger, of course, is that you keep trading and your losses keep mounting. I've shared with you before that I've met on 2 separate occasions traders who have both lost, one lost $20,000, another lost $25,000 in a single session. That was their whole account. They blew it all up in a single session. Obviously, that's something you would like to avoid. Having a loss limit on your day will help you do that. So I'm a big proponent of trading quotas, as you know, but even if you meet your trading quota, like what did I take today? 3 trades, 4 trades. So I've met my trade quota, but I'm in a losing position. Have I hit my loss limit yet? Well, if the answer is yes, then I should stop trading for the day. If the answer is no, well, then I'll try one more trade to see if I can't get profitable. And it doesn't matter the size of the profit, whether it's $50 or $500 or $5,000, a profit is a profit. Once you've hit your trade quota and you can finish the day profitably, assuming you haven't hit your max loss on the day, you stop trading. And that's the way you're going to preserve your capital. That's the way you're going to be able to hang around as a trader so that eventually you can become profitable. It's a common assumption and a fatal assumption to assume that all trading days are equal. They're not. Some days the market will be trending like gangbusters. You'll be just pulling money out as fast as you can. And then other days will be like this, where the market has no discernible trend. It seems every time you get into a trade, it just whips you out the other direction. And you have to realize that, okay, maybe I should not be trading today. Maybe it's just not my day. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll try it again. And like I said, that's something that a lot of traders never get a handle on. They come to the markets with a production line mentality. You know, every day on the production line is the same. Nothing changes there. You're still expected to produce, you know, however many widgets it is you're making. And the more widgets you make, the more money you make. But in trading, it doesn't work that way. The more trades you take, it usually has the exact opposite effect. You don't make more money. You actually very often will end up making less money, which again is not the objective we're after. Well, we did realize a profit on that last little move lower. Thank goodness for that. And now they've reversed on themselves once again. And it looks like we're trying to get more bullish. Stinkers. It's almost to the point where you can fade every breakout. If you haven't realized this already, most breakouts fail. So depending how aggressive you want to be, if you find a significant resistance or support area and you watch the market break, you can try to take the trade the opposite direction. Now, it's not a strategy I would recommend for the long term, but it's very enticing on a day like today where we don't seem to have much in the way of follow through, either higher or lower. In fact, where's my daily chart? Here is the daily chart. Here's today's session. Look at how tiny the day is. Even though there's been lots of activity, we have not made any ground higher or lower. Into the hard edge, we're going to produce a number 3 signal here. This is a little bit inviting because we've got ourselves a trend line break. Maybe we'll look at doing a second push entry on this, and all that means is we allow the signal to engage. So here's the signal. It did not print as a number 3 signal, as you can see, because the band was out of sync right here. But it is still a number 3 signal and encountered the hard edge. So what I would be looking to do is I would be looking to short on a move below that low right there. That's the second push entry. And I think if they get down there, this actually has some potential for follow through. At least back down toward the recent low, this little swing low down here. Come on. All right, so the number 3 signal ended up printing as a number 1 signal because what's happening is the clouds are coming back into sync. And come on, just get down there. They should try to retest this low because we've made a lower swing high. We're kind of setting a trend, and there we go. All right, the tide has turned. That darn opening range, I tell you, it's it's always a pain. Gotta stay away from opening range. Doggone it, when will I learn that rule? Some decent follow through off that little move. Hit the wrong button here. Hold on a second. I just launched my Ninja 7, so you may see a chart pop up here in a moment. One sec. Great comment here from Ray. Ray says, Eric, when I learned so much from you when I joined the trading room, I used the sim until I learned my style. Then my confidence told me when to start trading with my money. That's what money management is to be used for. And that's so true. You know, a lot of people get into trading too quickly as well. They hop on board and they don't do their time. They don't do their time in sim. I don't think Mark's in the room this morning, but he'll be the first to attest to that as well. I know he spent a lot of time in sim refining his trading, getting comfortable with the signals, building his confidence. And of course, it's true. If you can make money in sim, you can make money trading live. Wow, that did have some fairly decent follow through off that number one signal. But you know what? I'm not regretting taking profit on target just the way the day is today. I think it was probably the smarter move. But we do seem to be favoring the downside at the moment. So what I would be looking for at this point, once again, is a little bit of a pullback, ideally just like this. You know, a little bit of a pullback, maybe even the opportunity to draw a trend line again so that we can see the market breaking. All right, here now with a number two signal. How aggressive do we want to be on this? Let's see if they're going to offer me a second push. No, I think they're going to take off. Come on, give me at least one bearish bar. There we go. Just the one. That's all I need. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to look at a second push buy above that little bear bar that just formed. And again, this is a little bit cheeky on my part. I'm anticipating a bottom coming in here. We're off of the primary support. All right, let's see if they won't sneak up there just a little bit back here toward the hard edge. And ideally stops should go down here, at least initial stops. What that's going to do as well is it's going to retest this breakout. See this zone right here, that low. So we're looking for a retest of this breakout move. Come on, you can do it. There we go. I think maybe I'll bring my stops up closer to the ATR. Okay, I'm going to bring my stop up now to break even-ish. Ugh, stinkers. Just kissed my profit target. It wouldn't give it to me, but that's all right. It's a counter trend attempt. I shouldn't get too cocky with it. Ray's asking, I'm curious, Eric, are you going to use Ninja 7 charts in the room tomorrow? Yes. I'm alternating this week until I get everything migrated over to Ninja 8. So yeah, we'll feature the full DTS and Raptor package again tomorrow on Ninja 7. Well, overall today, I was borderline over trading. That's not how I would usually like to trade. I took 6 trades, a couple of break evens, a couple profitable trades, and a couple of losing trades. Looks like I was just a touch quick with my stop on this one as the market gave a second little push higher here. But again, I'm not terribly disappointed. It was a judgment call. Things will probably continue to be a bit of a grind here today until the FOMC minutes come out. Oh, there is a little bit of bullish follow through off of that, a little bit more than I anticipated. I think I don't think I'm going to take another trade here this morning, but I may do a little cosmetics. I tried to do this earlier, but Come on, Raptor. Work with me. Why? There we go. Is it just me, or is Ninja 8 less responsive? Oh, maybe I just got too many screens open. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to change the colors. I've never been a fan of the dark green. A little bit difficult for my eyes. Make it the arrows a little brighter. Let's see how that's going to look. Okay, why did it not change? Oh well, I'm going to have to play with that. All right, gang, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, I think we're going to button things up here fairly shortly. Oh, maybe it's still applying. That's odd. All right, everyone. I will see you again tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Be careful out there. If you're trading the rest of the day, like I said, you can probably anticipate the market to keep going sideways like this. It's going to be a tough grind. So I would probably recommend moving into sim or just coming back tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye for now.